Well, hey there, everybody at home. This is the King. I'm here with Spider, and you're about to see the Arizona Roller Derby take on Silicon Valley Roller Girls. And before we get this bout started, I'm going to hand it over to just Jake for the keys of the game.
All right, so we have a pretty dynamic bout in front of us. So Silicon Valley, no surprise on the keys here. Number one, neutralize Atomatrix. She's one of the best jammers in the game, has been for a long time, Team USA, so you have to have a plan. Now, when we say neutralize a skater, there's a lot of different ways to do it. It depends on if you set out a certain jammer for them, if you go for an offensive pack or a defensive pack, whatever, but you have to have a plan in place. Number two, defense. Silicon Valley's been giving up a lot of points on this big one, and Arizona's been taking a lot of points this weekend, so you got to lock down your defense. You got to get your four walls in place. You have to hold it down, and third key to the game, you got to stay on the track to do that. So cleanliness is going to be very important for Silicon Valley. Arizona, it's almost the reverse. They're capitalized on Atomatrix. You got one of the best jammers in the game. Every other, maybe twice in a row sometimes, depending on where the score's going. Arizona can also take the opportunity to set up their other jammers. If you got Adam out there every other, you can put out power lineups for your other jammers out there to really run up the score. And finally for Arizona, if you want to lock this down, don't give up power jams. You should be able to take it with the rest of the bout there. That's the keys of the game, and we'll hand it over to Spider and the King.
All right. Well, hey, before we get this, Spider, why don't you give us a quick rundown of who's going to be playing for Silicon Valley?
Silicon Valley Roller Girls 08, Absolutely Scabulous. 0x42, Bionic Baby Doll. 10, Demanda Rumble. 17, Hot Sriracha. 203, Bell Ringer. 222, Genfluenza. 23, Evil Twin. 24/7 PMS. 4, Mad for Gravy. 404, Luna Chick. 789, La Roar. 8, Gem Jones, and 86, Smash and Burn.
All right, for Arizona, we got 03, Atomatrix, 1111, Deja Vu, 1208, Toaster, 140, Jill, 1939, Sigmund Droid, 317, Block and Decker, 45, Ammunitia, 506, Neurotoxin, 5150, Loco Lena, 56, D's Nuts, 789, H-Face Killer, 831, Maria Montoya, 9, Ginger Wreaking Havoc, and 924, Lose Chaos.
And as we run into this game, Silicon coming in off 2 losses, 1 to Tucson Roller Derby and 1 to Pikes Peak, while Arizona comes in off 2 really strong wins, 1 over Kakeshi and 1 over Alriki.
Looks like they got everybody on the track. They're about to blow the whistle to get this jam going.
And just a reminder, these seeded at WFTDA as the number 82 and the number 83 seed, so this is a point of contention.
Atomatrix, first jammer out. She's got your lead jammer.
Atomatrix now going in on an initial pass, and she just cuts right through the pack and gets around Bell Ringer for Silicon Valley.
Bionic Baby Doll right now getting iced in the back of the pack. Oh, and as I say that, she jumps through a hole in the middle, and she's off to the races.
Yeah, she slipped right past La Rar at the front of the pack, and we have a direction of gameplay penalty now assessed to La Rar. And she's headed to the penalty box for Silicon Valley.
I see 4 points being picked up by Atomatrix. I don't think they put it on the board yet, but either way, well, maybe it's 5. She got 5 on that pass. Bionic Baby Doll, I believe, was still in there when she did go through. So show it right now. We got a score of Arizona 5, Silicon Valley still sitting with a goose egg. Once again, the defense for Arizona swarming in on that jammer, not letting her get anywhere.
All right, that 924, Loose Chaos. She pulls through first and cleanly. However, 222 Genfluenza is also out of the pack for Silicon Valley.
924, so quick to get through that pack. She's going to let it go. She picks up 4 points on that pass, but she's not done scoring.
And she did ride it out, picked up the 4, keeping that momentum going. Genfluenza also threw for 4 of her own. And interesting.
Oh, a back block on the track. 924, excuse me.
That is Loose Chaos.
Loose Chaos. I apologize. I was about to call it on the wrong jammer. Loose Chaos picking up the back block. She's sitting down, giving the first power jam to Silicon Valley.
So Loose Chaos running on that momentum on that first scoring pass. They each scored 4. She went in, incurred a penalty. She took that calculated risk. It then allowed Silicon Valley, Jen Fluenza, their jammer, to get in and put 5 points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, she's in a great position right now. There is no lead jammer on the track, and this is going to go the full 2 minutes.
Yeah, and we're still running on 45 seconds on the jam clock. Blocking out a play penalty.
A little bit of offense being played down low, but a perfect job. 4 points being put on the board for Loose Chaos.
Loose Chaos now going in. She's going to attempt to usurp the jammer, Jen Fluenza, and she's going to do it there. We're going to have number 56, D's Nuts, go in for a hit. We're going to get a 5-point scoring pass for 924 Loose Chaos. She pulls around Smash and Burn. 4 more points for her.
Jen Fluenza gets the back of that pack. She's only got 2 blockers she's got to put up with. She puts her way through, picks up 4 points. This jam comes to an end, and when the smoke clears and the scores are on the board, Arizona 26 points, Silicon 22. We got 26 minutes, 45 seconds left in this first half.
So interestingly enough, running up into and running up those points, or attempting to, and then ending up at the penalty box, cost them. They started out with that 5 points in the initial, and now they're just 4 points separating. So Silicon Valley able to hold on to that and keep right up with putting points on the scoreboard.
Jill on the track for Arizona. She's trying to make her way around. Nice weird whip, and she gets taken out in turn number 2.
PMS, a long-term derby skater skating for multitudes of leagues. She skated for Rad City and Bay Area, so she is the lead jammer. That's her scoring pass. That's 4 points on the scoreboard for PMS. That should advance them in front of Arizona.
And it does. Yeah, it looks like Silicon right now sitting at 30, Arizona at 25. We got 25 minutes left in this first half. Nobody in the penalty box. We're going to have 4 on 4 on the floor. And
now we have an official timeout.
I was just about to start saying what's about to happen, and they always seem to do that to me.
It's that announcer karma issue. Moving forward into this, we do have our producer, Just Jake. He's going to go run some stats for us, follow up.
Well, while they're taking this time out, a quick little dance on the line. Well, everybody's going back to business. I'm seeing 08 Jim Jones down there. She seems to be having a good time until that whistle blows. And this next jam is on. Up that inside line, number 4 on the track. That's Mad for Gravy, and she is out first as your lead jammer.
Yeah, swift maneuver on the inside line for Mad for Gravy.
Automatrix did breach the pack, but she's got about a half a track left to catch up. Mad for Gravy in there scoring, calls off the jam after picking up 2 points.
And she did prevent Automatrix from putting any points on the scoreboard there for Arizona. So good move for Mad for Gravy. Pack advantage in favor of Arizona. Currently Silicon Valley sitting a blocker in the penalty box. They've now had 2 power jams apiece.
This jam is on.
Loose Chaos, number 924. She's going to skirt around on the outside to pick up lead jammer status. She gets around Bell Ringo and Jim Jones.
Bionic Baby Doll hitting with a cut track. She got knocked out of bounds, stepped back, and ended up getting that cut.
That was a very nicely executed sweep by D's Nuts. She made a pathway for her jammer, Loose Chaos. Nice offensive assist.
Well, you know, with these shorter power jams, you got to play some offense if you want to keep scores up there like we are used to here in the game of roller derby.
Luz Chaos with a 5-point scoring pass when she went through. She did a jump of the apex to put those points on the scoreboard. She is going to make another scoring pass as she pulls around smash and burn.
And we got a lead change again in Arizona's favor. They're still racking up points as this jam keeps rolling.
Bionic Baby Doll is now back on the track. She is the jammer here for Silicon Valley.
Luz Chaos just making short work of those blockers from Silicon Valley. Weaving through, she picks up another 5-point grand slam.
Bell ringer went in for a hit. She was
hit on
assessed
the
an
inside.
out-of-play penalty, however, and she's now sitting in the penalty box.
Luz Chaos going around the outside, gets clipped. Smash and Burn tries to stop her. Luz Chaos finally calls it off after picking up 4 more points. And Arizona just lurched right out in front. They've got a score of 49 to Silicon still sitting at 32.
24 points for Luz Chaos.
That was a huge jam for her.
It's a way to capitalize on being in a power jam.
Jen Fluism once again on the line for Silicon Roller Girls. And I believe that is Jill running up that outside line, trying to get through.
That's the first time we've seen Jill don the star here on behalf of Arizona, and she is effective the first time out, although she's being chased down currently by Jen Fluenza.
Yeah, they're both out there. Jill taking a nice big swipe at her. She decides to call it off. She saw her folks sitting in the back, didn't want to lose any points back there, so she went ahead and called it off. She did pick up 2 points on that last jam.
Does bring the score Arizona 51. Silicon is sitting at 32, 22 minutes left in the first period. Blocker deficit on each side, heftier impact for Arizona.
And I believe that is, I think that's PMS right there with a star on her helmet for Silicon Valley. Automatrix in black with a pink star on. She's getting knocked around, but she is full of intent, and she is your lead jammer.
PMS getting recycled to the back of the pack. She's gonna come up behind Laura Roar. Oh, my error. She gets knocked out of bounds by 51-50, Loco Lena.
And Loco Lena did pick up a penalty on that. She is headed to the penalty box. That's gonna leave 2 blockers out there. Well, one more is coming back on the track as I say that. Still, she finally gets out of that pack.
Automatrix pulling around Demand a Rumble. That's 4 more points on the board for Arizona.
They've pushed the score up to 60 points. Silicon Valley still at 32.
Arizona has had 5 lead jams, and Silicon Valley at 2 lead jams.
Silicon Valley, they put mad for gravy up there, and I hope she's mad about something because they need to get back in this game before it creeps too far away from them.
On her previous jam, she did quite well, so they're looking to repeat that performance. She doesn't get out first, but she is out of the pack on her initial.
Luz Chaos, she's the first jammer out. She's your lead jammer, and she is approaching the back of the pack. She engages, gets knocked around, did not call it off. She's still going.
That's right, and Mad for Gravy is on a scoring pass. She's going to pull around 831 Maria Montoya for a 4-point pass.
Mad for Gravy out front. She picks up her 4 points. That's an interesting call off. Luz Chaos waited till she finally got through, even though she had lost those 4 points. You gotta wonder, why didn't they call it off when she maybe hit the pack, got 1 or 2? You don't want to give free points away in this game.
This is when Jammer ESP would come in handy.
Nice tight wall. Nobody in the penalty box at this time. Both jammers on the track trying to fight their way through. Jill up front. She's got 1 player left to beat. That was a beautiful leap to get lead jammer.
Yes, Silicon Valley had been sort of dead in the water as far as points go for 3 jams, and that previous jam they were able to put 3 points on.
Jill Fluenza still stuck in that pack. She gets pushed out in turn number 3. Jem Jones going back. She was pushing that wall way too far back. And Jen Fluenza still trying to get back in on this straightaway.
Yeah, she was knocked out on the straightaway by Ginger wreaking havoc and recycled her to the back of the pack.
Jill through. She picks up 5 points, it looks like, on that pass.
It's now 5 leads in a row for Arizona.
Oh, Jill, finally that wall got a hold of her. They've slowed her down a little bit, but they were rolling forward. She pushed them out of play, picked up 5 points.
Yeah, that was Demand Riot. And
a lot of players right now for Arizona headed to that penalty box. It's going to make it easy for Jen Fluenza. That's who that is out there. She is through and on her initial pass.
And that was an error on my part. Demand a rumble and Smash and Burn were helping there.
And in this next jam, there's going to be 2 players sitting in the penalty box for Arizona and a full complement of blockers out there for Silicon Valley. It's one of those opportunities Silicon needs to take advantage of. They've got a score right now where Arizona's at 78, Silicon's at 39, but with the shortened staff on the track, they've got to get out first and they've got to start scoring.
They need to prevent Arizona from racking up the points. Previous jam, 14 points for them, increasing that lead. They're really holding on to that, and the defense for Arizona is working quite well as Silicon Valley still struggling to get past the 40 mark.
This is a good timeout for them right now. Silicon Valley needed to slow down, rally the troops, make sure they were all on the same page and they have a game plan for how to stop Arizona right now.
We're gonna have Atomatrix don the star. On behalf of Arizona, Loose Chaos now up to 40 points scored for Arizona. So 40 out of the 78 put on the board by Loose Chaos, number 924.
Bionic Baby Doll taking the star for the Silicon Valley Roller Derby.
There's something to be said for having a full complement of skaters for your jammer with the other team at a deficit. Arizona looking to slow it down just a little bit. Atomatrix struggling to get around Bell Ringer right on turn 1.
Man, she was ringing her bell out there in that corner. Oh, and how did she do it? Atomatrix creeped on by, and she's your lead jammer.
We do have Bionic Baby Doll. She's through on the non-scoring pass. Atomatrix then pulling around Bell Ringer with a nice escort out of bounds on turn 3.
Still stuck in the pack. They're trying to get out. Atomatrix, nice hit. I don't know how she didn't go out, but either way, that's 4 points for her.
Atomatrix has some practice taking some hits.
Been doing it for a while.
It's just a suspicion I have.
Well, she just glided right through the center of that pack, inside to out and back again. That's 5 easy points, and she's in scoring position once again.
So that's 9 points on the board so far in this jam for Atomatrix. She is dropped to the track, calling off the jam.
Yeah, they were running back, trying to keep her in that pack. It's a good call off. Don't waste time. Get a fresh squad out there and get ready for the next jam.
Silicon now pushes up to 42. Arizona at 90. That was 12 points.
We got 16 minutes, 45 seconds left in this game, and Arizona's definitely pulling that lead forward in benefit of them.
That is PMS for Silicon Valley. She is the jammer.
That is Loose Chaos. And yes, it is. Loose Chaos. Run around the side there. She got low, and she is out as lead jammer.
Nice work in the pack there by Ammunitia, along with Block and Decker.
PMS getting brutalized on that outside line, but did not go out of bounds. She's got 1 player left to beat. She has finally breached this pack. But
Loose Chaos now making a break for it, pulling around Amanda Rummel, number 10 for Silicon Valley.
And she calls it off. That's a great call off right there. She picked up her 4 points, knew that other jammer was coming around the other side of the track. No reason to waste any more time or energy. Call off that jam. Looks like Jill once again out there with a star on her helmet for the Arizona Roller Derby team. And that also looks
Mad
like
for Gravy.
Yep,
number
Mad
4.
for Gravy out there is the other jammer for Silicon Valley.
Oh, Mad for Gravy. Getting to it, pulling out first.
It was like the light of day just opened up right there on that inside line, and all she had to do was take a leisurely stroll to get that lead jammer status.
And they haven't had the lead in 8 jams. So Mad for Gravy trying to change their momentum.
Yep, she picked up 2 points on that, and it gets them moving a little bit on the board. We still got what looks like a 45-point difference.
Jem Jones, number 8. I believe a founding member of Silicon, if I am not mistaken.
And Jennifer once again with the star for Silicon.
Jem Jones, a culmination of...
And once again, Ginfluenza out front for Silicon Valley. She's your lead jammer.
But Matrix using her ferocity and great speed to pull up behind Ginfluenza.
Now I'm really liking what they did. Her team jumped back there, played some offense, pulled some players back. They got their goat and got her the point. Now, right now where they're kind of nickel and diming it, but they are staying in this game. As you know, in this game, that is not an unsurmountable lead. They are doing what they can to get those points on the board. That was great heads-up play by the offense of Silicon Valley.
Well, and obviously having some knowledge base about their team, doing their homework prior to coming into this.
Oh, so fast through the pack. That is Lose Chaos as your lead jammer.
Bionic Baby Doll now struggling to get around at the front. She pulls around at number 45, Ammunitia.
2 blockers right now headed to the penalty box for Arizona. Whistles and hands were going wild, and as it stands, there are 2 blockers down.
Evil Twin, number 23, also sitting in the penalty box now for Silicon Valley. Lose Chaos.
Yep, right on the outside. She picks up 5 points on that easy pass.
Bionic Baby Doll now through for her own 4 points. Lose Chaos going on the outside, and she makes a clear cut, not cutting the track, but a cut around that skater. So she moved to the right, stayed in bounds.
Yeah, that was excellent footwork by Lose Chaos to get those extra points. That was 13
and that's 13
points.
more points for her.
13 points on that one jam, and it was all strictly done with her footwork. Right now we get a score of 112 to 49. Arizona still pushing this lead.
And this is going to be Arizona, number 140, Jill. And up against PMS, 247 for Silicon Valley. And it's going to go to PMS. And you'd watched 5150 try to chase up on her, Localina.
And that was a huge hit out there. And Jill just kind of took it, shrugged it off, and kept right on going.
PMS now in the mix. She hits floor, calls off the jam. But not enough.
Oh, that's 1 for 1. All they did was trade points on that.
63 points rather, separating these teams. 11 minutes, 40 seconds left. Silicon Valley versus Arizona. Arizona again coming in ranked 82nd. Silicon Valley ranked 83rd in WFTDA.
Mad for Gravy once again on the line. She's going to be going up against Matrix.
So Matrix now struggling on the inside. She is going to go around Demanda Rumble. And number 86, Smash and Burn.
I'm liking the offense. That was great transition right there by Silicon Valley. And equally as great transitional offense for Arizona to get those extra points. Looks like 4 points being picked up on that last play by Arizona as they continue to keep scoring in this game.
Just driving up that score. Silicon still sitting at 50. Arizona at 117. 10.5 minutes or thereabouts left in the first half. Arizona looking to hold on to their winning streak here at the Big O.
Bionic
Eugene,
Baby
Oregon.
Doll on the line for Silicon Valley. Loose Chaos on the outside for Arizona. And she's playing some defense right now, trying to keep that jammer in the pack.
However, Genfluence had already picked up lead jammer status. Now she's just trying to make her way around number 317, Block and Decker. She does clear it, and before Loose Chaos, number 924, can put points on the scoreboard, she shuts her down.
You know, I'm liking that idea because right now it looks like they're going to have 2 blockers in the penalty box. They're going to start with a fresh jam, and this is a great opportunity right now for Silicon Valley to get out and get some more points on this board for them.
And right at the beginning, when we were leading in, talking about talking points, we were talking about neutralizing Atomatrix. It now becomes really evident that neutralizing Loose Chaos should be a priority. She's put 66 points out of those 117 on the board for Arizona. Lead jammer now assessed to PMS for Silicon Valley. Jill going to the penalty box.
Absolutely scabulous run to the back of the pack. PMS right now trying to push it up, and they are in a power jam, and they are losing players by the second out there. Arizona team unable to keep their blockers or jammer on the track right now.
PMS now going to make her way around 5150 Loco Lena. That is a 5-point scoring pass for PMS. So 5 out of the last 7 jams have been lead for Silicon.
But they need to capitalize on their fortune when they get out in that pack. They need to get some more scoring on the board for themselves, which means they need to hold on to that opposing jammer a whole lot more.
I agree with that assessment entirely. PMS, 5 more points on the board for Silicon Valley. That is going to bring them to 65. So able to put some points on the scoreboard with 15. So they move from 50 points to 65 via PMS.
That was some really good, bright heads-up play for Silicon Valley right there. We need to see a lot more of that to end out the last 8 minutes of this half. They need to get this game closer going into halftime to give themselves a good chance in the second half.
Oh, Atomatrix going in, and she pulls around Bell Ringer right on the inside and in front of Luna Chick, number 404. However, now clearing the pack, Bionic Baby Doll on her initial.
And she used some great footwork to get through that pack. It's almost impossible for a blocker to lock that down and hold on to a jammer when they're dancing around like that.
Atomatrix through on that scoring pass for 4 points. Bionic Baby Doll now stuck at the back. Nice assist by Jim Jones to get her around number 1208, Toaster.
And what Atomatrix is doing is relying on her defense to do the job, to get out there and do the hard work, and that's what they're doing. They're holding that jammer in there, and she's just going on a scoring run.
Atomatrix is a very strong skater, and sometimes her only can allow her to defend her own position and push herself through the pack.
Bell ringer, she just got a direction of play call. She's going to be sitting down in the penalty box for her 30-second penalty.
And Arizona sitting at the advantage. So they're going to continue to utilize Atomatrix and Loose Chaos to push up their score. And as long as they can stay out of the penalty box and not have jammer penalties, it looks like they really are holding back Silicon Valley.
Nice start on this line. Loose Chaos engaging the back of that white wall. Gosh, she's got some great moves from outside to in. She just slides from side to side.
Mad for Gravy gonna get it through that 4 of defense for Arizona. Loose Chaos through on a scoring pass, and she's gonna call it off.
And that was all orchestrated by her offense. They just opened up a little hole on the outside, made it real easier for her to step through and get those easy points. I'm really liking both the transitional play from both of these teams. They seem to know when to play offense, when to play defense, and they get on top of it immediately. Jill putting the star on her helmet for Arizona once again. Slight pack advantage also for Arizona. They've only got 3 blockers for Silicon Valley out there.
Block and Decker hit the floor with their knees, quickly recovering, and this is going to be Arizona's Jill headed to the penalty box.
They are in a power jam. Influenza, and she has now breached the pack, and she is your lead jammer.
Jill in the penalty box for a forearm. Influenza getting caught up behind 5150 Loco Lena. She runs that positional block, and wonderful teamwork there at the front of the pack running that defense on Influenza. Block and Decker, last line of defense.
She dropped back, she dropped the bridge. They did some nice work there, but once she got pushed out far enough, she picked up her 5 points, and she's on another pass.
So that's been 3 power jams for Silicon Valley, only 1 for Arizona.
Bell ringer, she jumped in there and opened up a hole. Not quite enough to get Influenza through, but you know, you gotta do your work once you get in there with a jammer cap on.
Nice force out on Influenza.
Oh, and a penalty being called. I believe that is 5150. Loco Lena headed to the penalty box for a forearm. 5 more points picked up on that last play for Influenza.
4 minutes, 18 seconds left in the first period. Silicon Valley 79, Arizona 135. Adatrix has the star on for Arizona.
And PMS with a star on her helmet for Silicon Valley.
Pack advantage in favor of Silicon Valley, 4-on-3. Oh, Adatrix just pushing herself through.
What a strong move by Adatrix. PMS with an excellent play right there. She glided around, stayed in bounds, and she's out of the pack.
PMS exercising her experience on quads. Adatrix then pulling around on the outside. She looks up at the scoreboard. 4 more points for Arizona.
Adatrix. I don't know if you guys just saw that at home, but that was a fantastic little glide around the outside, and she was so fast about it, Silicon Valley could not catch up to slow her down.
As it turns out, it helps you to have a background in speed skating.
Mad for Gravy out there again with the helmet on and the star.
Lose Chaos.
We seem to say that a lot, don't we?
We
Lose
do.
Chaos, man. She's out there again and again, your lead jammer.
They're working pretty strongly on that 2-jammer rotation for
Yep,
Arizona.
and it's working for them here.
The points definitely show that. Lose Chaos, 4 points on the scoreboard for Arizona. That's going to bring them to 143. 2 minutes, 36 seconds left in the first period.
Silicon sitting at 79 points. They're kind of just been chipping away, but not as much as Arizona here in this first half.
And we have an empty penalty box.
It's amazing how fast those penalties go with a 30-second clock now. That's all they have to serve. And I actually really like it.
And Jill getting shut down by Demanda Rumble, but she's going to incur a out-of-play penalty. She's headed to the penalty box. So Influenza headed to the penalty box for a forearm. So this is a power jam for Arizona's Jill.
This is not what Arizona needs, but it's not what Silicon Valley needs right now.
Jill's going to be pushed way back here. She's
Bellringer really wanted to go back and take her a little farther. Nice jump by Jill. She just leaped over the back tail end of Bellringer, and that is not an easy feat because she was moving right in towards that line.
Bellringer absolutely scabulous. Then working that in tandem up at the front. Shoulder check by absolutely scabulous, but 5 more points on the scoreboard for Loose Chaos. Influenza now back in the mix. Oh, but right, I thought she was going to get it so cleanly, but Jill then gets knocked around at the front by Silicon Valley.
That's a tough spot on the track. As anybody knows who plays that turn number 2 and turn number 4, a lot of times people will creep or drift off that line, and when it opens up, it's a jammer's dream to get by.
5 points for number 140, Jill. Arizona 15 lead jam, Silicon Valley 8 leads.
They've really drugged this out. Jinfluenza having a hard time getting through, and as I say that, she does a nice little flip around move to finally get out of this pack.
And she pulled herself around Sigmund Droid. Another 4 points on the board for Jill.
Yep, Jill called that off. She saw that that other jammer finally got out. She'd scored enough points out there. I think she was happy with her performance. Said, let's get somebody fresh in.
That was a 19-point jam for Jill.
Real strong push right here as the clock runs down in this period. Wow. There was a 1 second that it was taken away, and this will be the last jam of the half.
There they went in trying to neutralize Animatrix. However, that was busted apart.
Bionic Baby Doll. She was the first one out.
Bionic Baby Doll getting knocked out on the straightaway.
She came in strong. Doesn't look like she got any points either. So real heads-up play for Arizona right there at the end. We go into halftime, 162 to 79.
So, King, if you could be the little bird in their ear, what would you recommend for Silicon Valley? They're currently sitting at a fairly substantial point deficit.
Well, what you've got to do at this point, you've got two jammers out there that are just destroying you. Loose Chaos and Animatrix are really racking up the points and really doing tons of damage and pushing this lead to what it is now. You've got to try and contain them. The other thing you got to do is be in control of this game, so you need to get your jammer out first. Right now, the difference, I believe, I think before that last
it's
jam,
approximately 50% more for Arizona. So in that realm, they really do then have control of when to call that off and prevent scoring for Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley, though, sometimes having their trouble getting their jammer through the pack initially.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is what the two keys, in my opinion, that they need to do in order to get this game going in their favor is get lead jammer status a whole lot more than they already have been, and contain those other two jammers from that are really doing all the damage for Arizona.
I'd be really interested to see what Arizona will do when they come back from the half, if they have another strategy to utilize, knowing that likely it's going to be, they know the discussion is containment of Loose Chaos and Animatrix, and if they're going to field some different talent there on the track for Arizona. Not that all the skaters aren't talented, but put some other jammers in rotation.
Right, give them something different to look at. All right, well, we're going to roll right into halftime. You got about 8 minutes to go get yourself some popcorn and beer before the second half of this fantastic game between Arizona Roller Derby and Silicon Valley Roller Girls kicks back off. All right, we're rolling back into halftime. I'm going to throw it over to Just Jake for some of the halftime stats.
All right, coming in, looking at Arizona in the first half, they had 20 trips to the penalty box. Silicon Valley, only 11 trips. However, Arizona did get 2 power jams. Silicon Valley got 3 power jams, so they had a little advantage there. 16 lead jammers for Arizona, and that helped out a lot against 9 lead jammers for Silicon Valley. Big point score, Luz is at 68 points, where Animatrix is at 52 points. However, a little difference there for the real nerds out there. Luz's plus minus is at 38 points, while Adam's plus minus is 42 points. She outscored her other jammers by 42 points, so being very effective. Silicon Valley, Jin is at the 40 points right now, PMS at 20 points. Going back to the keys of the game, Silicon Valley not been able to neutralize Adam. She's been effective with the highest plus minus of the game. Defense has not been happening because ACRD is running up the score to 162 already, but with only 11 trips in the box, Silicon Valley is staying on the track, so it's a good opportunity. Arizona's opportunities capitalize on Adam. They've been doing that. Set up other jammers. Luz has been very effective here, so they've done that as well. However, in case of not giving up power jams, they've given up 1 more than their opponents, so they can hold it down there, but it looks really good for Arizona and the keys of the game.
All right, well said, Randy Pan. Well, we got about 52 seconds before this all comes back together, and this halftime will be over. It looks like the refs are down there. They did the gear check, and we are about to get it on. I think he covered just about everything when it comes to the keys of the game. So looking at Arizona, one of the things we didn't talk about is what they got going right now is working for them. I don't think I would change anything. I think I would continue to capitalize on what our strengths are and just keep working over the defense of Silicon Valley.
I think that's a fair point. I was just curious, in another land, should that happen, what you might change. I mean, it's always really curious. If something is really working, then you usually don't change it.
Right. Right now, they're finding the opportunities. They're getting their jammer out. Whenever the Silicon Valley jammer gets back in first, they transfer back into offense. They open up the hole and immediately get their jammer out. So everything they're doing right now is firing on all pistons and working for them. You got to wonder about endurance. Is that going to play in a key factor? Because they really are running two jammers really hard and then throwing in other jammers to kind of even it out. So let's see what the second half brings for us. These ladies are all lined up and raring to go. I believe that's going to be Genfluenza on the line, and Automatrix once again taking the star, getting ready to go.
Genfluenza attempting to bust through, just initially gets shut down by 8-3-1 Maria Montoya. There goes Genfluenza trying to get around Maria Montoya once again. She's standing right on top of her. Automatrix pulling around 7-8-9 La Rar.
Genfluenza first one out, but Automatrix making up space, trying to get up on top. And you wanted to get up front. You don't want to lose any points, and that's exactly what happened. 0-0. You might have got the lead jammer status, but you didn't capitalize with any points on that.
But at least being in that position, you can stop the opposing team.
That's right.
Optimally from putting points on the scoreboard. And that's the goal.
Uh-huh. I believe that is Bionic Baby Doll out there for Silicon Valley. And
I'm going to take a huge leap. That's Loose Chaos.
Well, Loose Chaos is very, very good at getting low, and with her small stature, it's sometimes hard to see from our angle who it was. But she has already lapped the pack. She's in scoring position and moving back around up here in the apex.
Loose Chaos trying to move around Demanda Rumble. She then jukes to left, pulls around her.
Bionic Baby Doll made herself out of the pack. She has hit it. She's trying to get through in turn number 4. They're really hitting her over there, trying to keep her in. And Loose Chaos, she's made her way around and has lapped the pack once again. That's 5 points for her.
Bionic Baby Doll through 4 points. Oh, jump to the apex for Loose Chaos, getting around absolutely scabulous. Number 08.
That was huge. How did she get up so high?
Momentum.
I'm telling you. That's one of my favorite things in roller derby. It's exciting.
Jumping in the apex?
Jump in the apex.
You personally?
No. Have you seen me jump in real life? It just doesn't happen.
Oh. Maybe that should be a goal.
I have a vertical leap of like a slice of paper. That's about it.
Then maybe that is not the best plan.
Yeah.
Jim Jones, Bell Ringer 203. Bell Ringer with a force out on Jill, number 140 from Arizona.
PMS, she's up front. She's trying to push that wall, but it ain't enough.
Yeah, that's Jill. She pulls around. And it's clean, so she is lead.
She's got it. Well, PMS, she is up against a wall that is really giving her a hard time, and she is not going anywhere fast. She's pounding up against it, and they just don't seem to move.
Yeah, that's Toaster working alongside Deja Vu. And that's a 5-point pass for Jill. 140, Arizona. We are going to have the pivot, 51-50, headed to the penalty box. That's Loco Lena for Arizona.
PMS, she's got one more player to beat. Well, there's another one jumped up there to help, and she's right back where she started.
That's a 5-point pass for Jill.
The defense for Arizona is just vicious right now, not letting her get anywhere.
Toaster Black & Decker working with Deja Vu, and we are going to have Deja Vu headed to the penalty box.
Out of play call. PMS finally gets out. Oh, and look at that. Jill has lapped the pack once again. Jill now wants a piece of the jammer. They start colliding and they start hitting. That's another thing I like in roller derby, when jammers have it out with each other.
I do like that. I was actually curious because PMS is usually very forceful and it can leave a pack and maintain a lot of speed. And it looked like she was struggling a bit when she got out there.
I think that was the defense. The defense really hammered on her. They really wore her down. And that's as a jammer, that's tough. You've got the strength, you've got the endurance, but man, when you sit out there for a minute and a half, getting yourself handed all over the place, you don't want any part of that.
Animatrix is lead, but Med for Gravy also through.
Yep, they got about it. Oh, there's another jump! See, they heard that I like it, so they're just going to keep doing it for me right down here in front. I've got the best seat in the house for it.
I was just going to say, they obviously can hear you because now they're just doing them right in front of us.
They say, oh, the king likes it. Let's do it right there.
Let's do that some more. That's good.
We got a score of 194 Arizona, 83 for Silicon. There's still 25 minutes left in this game.
I know that's loose chaos for Arizona.
Because you can't see her?
No. Well.
Because she's so low and hiding behind that line.
That's not why. I saw her going up to the line. Loose Chaos against Genfluenza.
Oh, and Genflu, that was a great move. Loose Chaos did a little swoop in there, tried to pocket her in. Genfluenza, though, able to get out and is in the race to get to the back of that pack.
Silicon Valley now at full force with Hot Sriracha out of the penalty box, but Loose Chaos pulling through on the inside for a 4-point pass. And Genfluenza.
Nice work by Silicon Valley to play that offense, open up the hole wide, get their jammer through for 4 more points.
Jim Jones, Smash and Burn were a part of that assist.
Loose Chaos went ahead and called off that jam. In my opinion, that's a great call off right there. She got some points on the board, did some nice work. Doesn't want to let Silicon get any closer in this game.
Big shout out to Sizzle Pie. Sizzle Pie, the corner of Broadway and Atlantis. The Pulse Pizza.
Bionic Baby Doll hanging way back, and even farther back is going to be Jill. I believe the whistle blew.
It did. I heard it.
I think they were just seeing who wanted to go first.
I think there was a pretty strong wall at the back, so there wasn't a lot of room nor opportunity to try to push through.
Bionic Baby Doll right now trying to get through that very strong wall of Arizona.
And that's Jill as she gets forced out. So Jill also in the rotation for Arizona. She was utilized in the first half as well.
Oh yeah, she did actually a very, very good job.
Absolutely.
Oh, and a penalty being picked up. Demand a rumble.
Number 10 for Silicon Valley headed to the penalty box. We have Black & Decker pulling out in front of Bionic Baby Doll. Nice work by number 45, Ammunition. 5 lead jams in a row for Arizona.
Jill gets through, 5 more points on the board. Bionic Baby Doll clears the pack. Finally.
Oh, Jill, nice work. She pulls around number 404, Luna Chick. Has a little bit of a stepping issue, and then she calls it off.
So if I just heard you correct, that was 5 lead jams in a row for Arizona?
That is correct. I wasn't intentionally misleading you.
Well, I just wanted to make sure I was paying attention to all the facts, and that is a fantastic fact. Right now, we need to see what Silicon can do to get out there and get lead jammer, and there it is. Almost as if I was willing it. Miss Gravy jumps out. She's your lead jammer.
Oh, good gravy. Mad for gravy.
Everyone likes Gravy. Well, she comes in hot, She saw her staff sitting at the back. She decided to go ahead and call it off. 2 points, though, being picked up by Arizona. She needed to call it off a little sooner.
And I say, oh, good gravy. It's part of my idiolect and part of my terminology, so it wasn't really a stretch there. It's mad for gravy. Oh, good gravy.
Silicon Valley beating Arizona to the jam line.
That's an interesting formation.
Yep.
Loose chaos for Arizona. And that is Genfluenza, but the honor's going to go to Loose Chaos. 9-2-4 for Arizona.
Genfluenza still stuck in that pack, trying to work her way through. She does have one player left to beat, and she finally manages to get past.
A defensive fall at the back now, breaking up.
Oh, wow, what a great hit. Loose Chaos acts like it ain't no big deal, jumps to her feet, picks up her 4 points, and calls this jam done.
We're going to have Jill headed to the JAMA line on behalf of Arizona.
All the players out there, 4-on-4 in the blocker war and 2 jammers. We're going to see this jam get started right about now. And there they go. They stand there for me. No one wants to jump first. We're seeing a much slower game as of recently. There's a lot of great heavy work being played by these defensive walls, and they're just stopping and letting the jammer wear themselves out up against them.
Bionic Baby Doll attempting to get around Block and Decker. Block and Decker actually taking herself out of bounds. She gets a low block penalty, and she's headed to the penalty box for Arizona. Jill is through on the lead. However,
Bionic Baby Doll's out front, but she is not the lead jammer. I'm a little shocked they didn't call it off.
Jill going in for a scoring pass. 4 points for her.
Well, Jill just picked up her 4 points, but as you can see, Bionic Baby Doll still stuck in that pack, trying to get, well, there she is right there. She was trying to get through. She finally got her 4 points.
Oh, cutting the track penalty assessed to Jill. And so this is going to be a power jam on behalf of Silicon Valley.
And there's, Jill was the lead jammer, so you're going to see this thing go the full 2 minutes.
About 40 seconds left
Well,
on the jam clock. Interesting formation here. You have Demanda Rumble then working at the front, trying to create some room for her jammer. They're going to try to take control of the back of the pack and control the pack in order to force them to allow her to go. It works out in their favor. Ginger Reekin Havoc has to allow Bionic Baby Doll to get through. That's a 5-point scoring pass.
Bionic Baby Doll jumped right through there around the outside. She's back around. That was almost a nice penalty killer. They only lost 4 points on that. And Jill is back in there, ready to go.
Block and Decker headed to the penalty box for Arizona.
4 points being picked up on that pass for Jill. We got 17 minutes and 58 seconds left in this game. Silicon is at 99. They've yet to breach the century mark. Arizona, though, sitting at 221 points.
Block and Decker sitting in the penalty box. Pack advantage thus for Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley no longer has the option to become the lead jammer as long as Animatrix is there. Animatrix is lead. Mad for Gravy now pushing around. 7-8-9 La Rar.
And she gets through. Animatrix now hits the back of that pack, skates around them like they are just pylons. 4 points being picked up on that pass.
After this, we will have on this track 1 at the Big O, we will have the Ole Rollers against the Philly Roller Girls going into the ending games of the tournament. So 8 out of the 10 lead jams have been for Arizona in this period. So maximizing that control, not only of the pack, but also of of the jammer.
All right, nice slow pack, or nice fast pack, I was about to say. Jinfluenza is out, and right hot on her tail here is Lose Chaos.
Forcing her to call it.
Yeah.
Jinfluenza, though, with a big smile.
I kept expecting it. They were battling for position up front, but with that pack going that fast, it's almost better to reset and see if you can just get a nice lead jam status and hold that jammer in there. We're going to see Bionic Baby Doll step into the line, and she's going to be going up against Jill once again.
Pardon me, Silicon Valley at the blocker deficit. Although we do have one standing, one sitting, so shortly one will be released. Jim Jones getting up in the mix. She's trying to create just a little squeak of room. Bionic Baby Doll just getting held off of Localina.
Not quite enough. Oh, and a nice hit on turn number 2. Localina got a piece of her and knocked her clean out of bounds.
Now we have Bionic Baby Doll. Bell Ringer number 203 is back on the track.
Jill laps it once again, picks up 5 more points on that pass.
We're going to lose Gender Wreaking Havoc for Arizona to the penalty box.
And there it is. Jill jumps the track one more time. Oh, high block being called by Jill.
So this is Power Jam for Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley now, she just pushes up against Nora Toxin, 506. Nice force out on the straightaway. That's going to recycle the jammer for Silicon Valley. She's then going to run into Nora Toxin again. She evades her right through the center, and she gets around Nora Toxin and 5150 Localina.
Bell Ringer was not having any piece of anybody coming back to try and take that jammer anywhere. Oh, a huge hit. Number 9 came in. Yeah, Gender Wreaking Havoc came in. He got pushed into the jammer while she was out of bounds. I believe she is. Yes, she is going to the penalty box.
Well, and this is the end of the Power Jam for Silicon Valley.
And Arizona just demolished that Power Jam.
The defense for them.
The defense for them is really, really impressing me. On that note, Silicon Valley also plays some great defense. They had Jill up here in corner number 1. She did pick up a few points on that, but they really worked her over. Didn't want to let her get anywhere. Well, we're sitting at 2:43 with 13 minutes 25 seconds left. Silicon at 1:09. This jam has started. And I believe that's Jill Fluenza. She's your lead jammer. Automatrix. They come out together and they were starting to bat each other around. Jill Fluenza said, "No, I'm not going to play anymore. Let's start this again."
Automatrix was wise to that, I think, prior to it actually happening.
Forced to call off. Well, they've got the benefit right now. Time's on their side because they've got the score pushed way up. Mad for Gravy, it looks like once again out there on the line.
It is, in fact, Mad for Gravy.
I believe Loose Chaos, if I am not mistaken from the angle. Yes, it is. She tries to run up that outside line, got him to bite and ran up the middle. Oh, a nice hit on the outside by Sigmund Droid. It was enough to slow everything down and help get her blockers up there.
Mad for Gravy finally making her way around. Toaster, 1208. Oh, Loose Chaos.
Localina, she came around there and walloped that blocker with a demolishing hit. She does get a penalty called on her. But that was another one of those things I like. I like seeing big hits like that, and I cannot lie.
So 11 minutes, 44 seconds. Final period, Silicon Valley. 109, Arizona 252.
Oh, and she's trying to creep on through. They were smart to her, though. She's still got Jill stuck in the pack.
Bell ringer. Huge hit.
She's banging away. Oh, and face down is Jill in the apex down there in turn number 3.
Back block penalty on the pivot for Silicon Valley PMS.
5 points being picked up on that pass for Silicon Valley. She's celebrating that, and I like it.
So 3 out of the 5 of the last leads have been in favor of Silicon Valley.
Bionic Baby Doll and Atomatrix on the line with the jammer caps on for their teams.
Jim Jones looking for a shutdown on the outside. She gets a little push assist. You have that nice wall of 3 in front. Demolition Rumble before they incur that blocking out. Oh, maybe not before they incur the blocking out of play penalty, it looked like. But nope.
They got to set up a wall in that back and try to slow down Atomatrix. How does she do that?
Wow.
Outside to in, and they always seem to bite somewhere where she opens up a hole wide open and they come, or she just goes running right through.
I feel like that was a half a track that was open for her.
And it's just her movement. It's like they psych them out. I'm gonna juke this way. Follow me.
Takedown on PMS 24/7, who has the star on her helmet cover.
5 more pins picked up by Atomatrix on that pass. And we had a star pass.
We did to PMS, and she is through on that initial Atomatrix. Not shockingly, calling it off. 15 points on the scoreboard for Atomatrix.
And that was just strictly the domination of the defense by Arizona right there, locking down Silicon Valley and letting Atomatrix do what she does best.
Pulling through.
There she is. Just like that, Loose Chaos is out front. She's your lead jammer. And Mad for Gravy in the pack, trying to fight her way through.
Now, Lunatic doing a nice job on Sigmund Droid, at least attempting to create or take her out of the mix.
Lewis Chaos, she already got 1 pass on a score for 5 points. She's through again with the greatest of ease on the outside, picks up 4 points, calls it off right as Mad for Gravy is coming up, and they didn't get any scores on that for Silicon.
A little over 8 minutes here in the final half for Arizona versus Silicon Valley Roller Girls.
Arizona sitting right now at 276, Silicon at 114.
Demand a rumble.
And
Is
we
the
got-
pivot working with Jim Jones there at the front.
Oh, what a nice move. Well, they keep swinging at her,
That was smash and burn.
and they were trying to smash, but you know, the ones that got burned was them. They kept going for those big swings instead of staying in their position. Jill went right on past each one of them, and she got through for your lead jammer. She got a back block
penalty.
call. I kept thinking it was on somebody else, but no, Jill is going to the penalty box for a back block.
Genfluenza getting shot down on the inside by Loco Lena. Toaster working with Deja Vu as Loco Lena, and number 45 Ammunition working in that waterfall, allowing that continued engagement with a jammer at the front. Arizona lead jams 13, Silicon Valley with 5 lead jams. Smash and burn. It's Hot Sriracha and Jim Jones.
Yep, Jinfluenza right now, she's pushed through almost all the players, but she's still stuck there pounding away, and they have burned.
And they were just
another
waiting
penalty.
for Jill
Oh.
right at the back. It's so nice booty block by Jim Jones, but she is now going to the penalty box.
That's a little bit of a,
Was it worth it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. Okay, well, anyway, she runs right on through. Jill picks up 4 points on that pass after serving her time. And still in the pack,
Oh,
they're trying to get their jammer free.
Yeah, Hot Sriracha now sitting in the penalty box as well. We have 5150 Loco Lena from Arizona in the penalty box.
Everyone takes her way back. The jam comes to an end. Jill was trying to weave through there. 4 points was picked up by Jen Fluenza. And 1 point picked up on that last pass for Jill. And I figured it
Official
was coming.
timeout.
We got 5 minutes and 50 seconds left. Silicon at 128. Arizona running away with it right now at 286.
So Arizona really earlier against Auriki 333 to 174, and taking Kokeshi 657 to 102, and they're really looking to push out that point differential. It works in their favor as far as ranking systems go for the algorithm for WFTDA. They're looking to jump up some.
Right. Well, they've got some strong players. Arizona's
absolutely.
really showing a great game this weekend. They've come in, they were ready to play. The opponents they're taking on, they are soundly taking care of business. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Arizona right now. They've got the players in place. I'd like to see them play some more competitive teams and get out there and get their name really sold to the WFTDA community.
It's interesting at the Big O, we've seen some teams such as Terminal City and Treasure Valley really going for hefty season of play
Right.
against teams that are higher in the ranking, trying to move up.
Right.
And
Well,
I'm impressed by some of the schedules. I mean, they look brutal.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that. Win, lose, or draw, you're going to take something from playing a team that is better from you. If you get completely your butt handed to you by playing a better team, you can't look at it as a huge defeat. You have to look at it as something that you can learn from. All right, how can we fix it? How can we come back next year? And how can we be a better team by this experience?
I also appreciate that there is some risk involved for some of those higher level teams to take that calculated risk to take on some teams that are lower seated in the rankings. I mean, if they were to lose, for instance.
Right.
Calculated risks. roller
Well,
derby.
you're only as good as you are, and you have to be able to. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. You've got to take the risks. You can't always play the best teams all the time, and I guess you can, but if that's the way you want to schedule it.
The King, aka Buddha.
Yeah, well, there you go. You've gotta be willing to play everybody big and small, and sometimes the David and Goliath scenario plays out.
Wow, we're just all over the map with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all towards the same point, but
Yeah.
I appreciate that about you.
Well, just give me a drink later, and wow, it'll go everywhere. Anyways, here we are. They're still
And
trying to
we
figure out
digress.
everything down on the track, trying to make score. From what I am understanding, they're trying to make sure the score is correct and everything penalty-wise has been assessed. Looks like they're going to get the action back underway. This jam is back on. Out of Matrix once again in that pack. She runs right through the center of this heavily depleted pack, and she's off to the races. PMS up front. She had one player left to beat. She muscled her way right around, and she's trying to work her way around to get back into that pack.
Now, Matrix already engaged in the pack. She is working around Jem Jones. She moves to the right around Evil Twin. And she will get the 4 points.
Yep. PMS in there. She's almost broken her way through. She's got one player left to beat, and she is out getting her own 4 points.
Tit for tat. Animatrix through once again. She will be 4 points. Arizona.
Well, we've got 4 minutes and 56, right under the 5-minute mark. Arizona is 294. They're pushing towards that 300-point mark. Silicon Valley 132.
Loose Chaos. Oh, she jumps to the right. Gets around La Rar.
They have got some great
Demand
footwork
Rumble.
with those jammers. They really do. Just fantastic footwork out there.
Well, and it's fun to watch.
Bionic Baby Doll just runs right through the middle of that line, though. She is out of the pack and trying to get her way back around.
4 lead jams in a row for Arizona.
How did she stay in bounds there? I do not know. Either way, she picks up her 4 points, calls off that jam, and we are going into the next one.
She has a remarkable vestibular system. That is how she stayed in bounds. Balance.
That was beautiful. Absolutely. So many great things I'm seeing here from this Arizona team right now.
I who lack a lot of vestibular control and/or mine just doesn't work correctly.
Bad for Gravy.
Oh,
She was
Jill.
trying to run up that inside line. She got knocked out, tried to step back in. She got called on the cut.
And yeah, at the same time, Jill, number 140 for Arizona, pushing in, and nice work.
Wow.
51-50, Loco. Nina,
Monstrous.
she is going to go to the penalty box. But
you know,
she went in for,
that-
it was like, you let's just have everybody move. And
Yeah,
I'm
she
gonna
took
do it
out
anyway.
4 people. All right. She might have got a penalty call, but she took out 4 people to make it a cakewalk for her jammer.
Toaster, Ammunitia, and D's Nuts. The back Mad Gravy going to push her way through. Oh, wow.
You've got to hold that inside line. Right there in turn
Whoa.
number 2, nobody had that line, and it was way too easy for Loose Chaos to get through.
Absolutely scabulous. Went in just a little too late. Mad for Gravy running up at the back. The pack. Jill now going on a scoring pass, and
I believe she did a little hop, skip, and a jump over there, called it off on her way. And did she pick up her points? 2 points picked up on that last pass.
Animatrix, 0-3, and Genfluenza. Penalty box currently empty. 17 points on the scoreboard in the previous jam.
Nice slow jam, and just like that, right through the middle, that's Animatrix once again as your lead jammer.
Oh, huge hit by PMS on another blocker, Ginger wreaking havoc.
Genfluenza looks like she got the cap knocked off. She's putting it back on now. And Animatrix jumps around her.
She'll risk it.
Oh, yeah.
Bell ringer here to the penalty box, 2034 Silicon Valley. Genfluenza pulling around. Deja vu.
Maria Montoya at the last line of defense. Tried to smack her with a booty block and missed just by a skosh.
Demand Rebel looking for a bridge. Animatrix evades PMS. Bridge no longer necessary. Bridge collapse. It actually didn't collapse.
Loose
It
Chaos.
was just no longer worth it.
Loose Chaos back out there with a star on her helmet. This will likely be the last jam of the game. We've got 45 seconds left on the clock in this half, in this game. 3:28 right now for Arizona, 1:36 for Silicon. Loose Chaos getting taken out on that inside line.
And that is Bionic Baby Doll for Silicon Valley. Hey, Jammer.
Loose Chaos still stuck in there. That's something we haven't said very often. She does finally get out of the pack after taking a wallop on turn number 2.
Bell Ringer, Evil Twin, Jim Joes, and Absolutely Scabulous in that line. And she does pick up 1 point for her efforts. Loose Chaos.
See, I knew someone was going to come make me wrong here. We've got 2 seconds left on the clock. They did, in fact, call a timeout, so that was not the last jam. But I do believe the next one will likely be the last jam.
If I were a betting kind of person, I would say that this jam will be the last jam.
Well, we've seen some great play here in this game. And like I said, we got one more. Mad for Gravy. She just slapped the star on her helmet, and she's going to be in this as the jammer for Silicon Valley. Atomatrix, she's the other jammer.
Mad for Gravy putting her artistic skills to work here on the track. There's a story behind there.
And you know, who doesn't like Gravy?
Well, Mad for Gravy is an art teacher.
Really?
Yeah.
Does she use Gravy as art?
I haven't asked her.
I would like to know that.
Could be a medium.
That would be my favorite medium.
Because it's edible.
And it's delicious on everything.
I wouldn't go quite that far.
Well,
but I
that's
also
'cause
wouldn't
you're
go
not
that
the
far
king.
for bacon. So besides all of that, last
right.
jam, Mad for Gravy gonna try to get around the pivot there from
Oh, and
from
she
Arizona.
gets whopped in the corner over here. But Atomatrix, she's out front and on her way.
Atomatrix now coming in for scoring pass. Demand a Rumble. We're with Luna Chick. Atomatrix with 5 points.
And Atomatrix, yeah, she worked her way right on through. Still stuck in the back. Mad for Gravy, trying to fight her way through. And she found the light of day. Oh, and gets dumped. And turn number 3 by Jammer on Jammer defense.
Wow. I have to be honest, Atomatrix typically is not a skater that will go in for a huge hit.
I think she wants to prove you wrong right there.
Well,
she scoots on through.
point
She picks
taken.
up her 4 points. And this game is over. Unofficially, we got a score of 344 for Arizona. Silicon at 141.
And Arizona holding on to their success here at the Big O. Very proud of their performance. I'm sure they are. Silicon Valley doing a nice job. Formidable team. Fun to watch.
Yeah, I really liked what I saw out there. They've always been a good team. I've called for them a couple times. Arizona, great bunch of ladies. And I like seeing how when they play really well like they just did. It looks like they're going to be skating backwards to do their hand slapping.
I've seen this quite a few times, actually, throughout this tournament.
I'm sorry. I'm so used to everybody just turning left.
Oh, no. I feel like when I'm driving, I have to make a right turn. I'm like, something has gone awry.
I know.
I'm going in the wrong direction. Can't I just turn left?
What are these right turns they're doing? All right, everybody loves them out there, and then you're going to see the Silicon Valley team go around, and they're going to get the same love, because in roller derby, that's what it is. It's all about love.
That's true. Thank you so much.
Spider, it is always a pleasure.
And I will see you again.
Yes, you will. Ladies and gentlemen at home, don't go anywhere. We've got some more great bouts coming up right after this.
Hello and welcome to the DerbyDeeds.com events desk here at the Big O in Eugene, Oregon. We're brought to you by Adam Wheels and the new Boom Wheels lineup that you can find at roller derby skate shops around the world. Hey, those are yours.
They are ours. Thank you.
It's nice to have you here.
It's nice to be here.
So, for those of you who don't know, we're joined by Atomatrix from Arizona's Tent City Terrors. And as always, with Pitchett, who's about to get ready to play against Deep Valley, and our buddy Teeny Mussolini. Hi, Teeny Mussolini.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay.
We've had a lot of roller derby today, and more injury today. So we just watched our friend Kim Jana from Terminal City get taken out. She had an ankle injury. I don't know if it was broken or not, but it certainly looked that way.
She certainly was composed, so we have some hope in that she's probably okay, because she had her head together and she was blowing kisses and the whole thing. So
yeah. So much love to Kim Jana and all Terminal City. Let's just talk about your game that just finished here on track 1, AZRD versus Silicon Valley. You guys won 344 to 141. What were you looking at when you were going into the game?
We actually struggled a little bit in the first 2 games, even though we pulled out wins at both of them. We're still a pretty young tournament team, and so coming out there, we're just trying to put together the most solid Derby 60 minutes that we can. And so this game was by far better than the last 2, so we're very excited about this outcome just now.
SVRG, what was their attitude? What was their? I mean, you know, they needed to win this game because they beat you a year ago at Dust Devil. Now, you know, what was their attitude?
Well, you know, they had a good attitude on the track. They had a good attitude after the game, so I think that they had a lot of respect for us and vice versa for them. We're all just have the same goals out there, move up in Derby rankings, and now with the points rankings, it's all about how much spread can we put on the board, and that's all we were thinking about today.
Yeah, so 200-point spread, so
yes.
Not bad. Not as much as against Kokeshi last night.
Yeah.
But how was it playing against Kokeshi?
You know what? Those girls are so amazing. They showed so much tenacity. It kind of just like, it was hard to just keep pounding them, but it was just amazing that they just kept coming back. They were so tenacious and gracious, and for them to come that far and just take such a beating with a smile on their face and then thank us afterward, it's like, wow, we love you guys. It was pretty awesome.
So pitch it.
No, that's it. You know, AZRD won. I expected it, so it's good.
You guys have quite the cheering section for all of the Arizona games, be it Tucson, AZRD, ladies and men's.
Well, it's a big deal when you have 3 teams from the same state show up at an event, and we all traveled. So AZRD supports AZMD, AZMD support TRD support, you know, it was...
And clearly it's very easy to pack an Arizona flag because I've seen so many at this tournament.
It's got to be nice for you to see that, just all the Arizona teams coming together. That's how we feel. Even though I'm AZRD and you're AZMD, we pretty much we showed up here saying, no, we're Arizona. We're going to play some fun Derby.
Totally. Totally.
And it's come across that way throughout the tournament, especially with the snakeskin onesies that we have seen.
They're very popular.
Yes.
For the Rattlescapes game.
They ran out of stock, or you would have saw more of them.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Myself.
They bought all the ones that were available.
And then the gold ran out, and then we had silver, and then we were all disappointed. But
yes, I know some folks have found only the silver online because they promptly, Googled that.
Now,
more fans.
You are about to play Deep Valley on track 2 as soon as that game is over with.
It's going to be super physical. Deep Valley is super physical. They're a tough team to play, so we got our work cut out for us. Again, this whole weekend, all 3 of our games we're playing up in rankings, and so we're just going to do the best we can, make the most of it, and go home with the experience of having played up.
Mm-hmm.
So a few more updates from around the building here at the Big O. Over on track 2, just after the half at the injury timeout for Kim Jana, TCRG was up 176 to 61 over Kansas City.
I talked to Dirty Larry for a minute. He's coaching now, KCRW. I don't know. It hasn't been happening long, 5-6 weeks at the most. He says that they have 7 skaters here who have never been to a WFTDA tournament before.
Wow.
So they're rebuilding, and that's clear. And so, at least they're out there getting the experience.
Right. Well, and I had expected that this was going to be a very competitive game, and apparently, I didn't realize that they were rebuilding that much.
I didn't either.
And
but I think Terminal City's also put in a maybe not surprising showing, but they're taking down teams that are ranked above them.
Right.
So.
And like we said with the point totals, like they want to have that huge point spread so that they can continue to move up. And because that's the name of the game right now.
Yep.
Over at track 3, halftime there was Rose City over Treasure Valley, 166 to 12. Again, Rose City, the name of their game going to that was defense. They wanted to make sure that they did not let Treasure Valley score, and so far they're doing a very good job of that, holding them to 12 points in the half. Coming up behind us, we're going to have Philly versus Ole, and at halftime of Philly versus Ole, they're going to announce the tournament MVPs and the players that will be playing against Team USA.
Yes.
So are you looking forward to that?
I very much am looking forward to that.
That's really
Yeah.
cool. We had a podcast listener who sent us a set of Team USA wheels.
Nice.
And so I have been tasked to make sure that they get autographed by all of the Team USA skaters that are here.
yes,
send
great.
back
Yes,
to the
we love
listener.
So everyone, if
do
you
that.
send Megatron things, he will do your dirty work for you. Is the lesson?
I don't know if that's what we want to take away from this.
I'd say that's what you just put out there, my friend.
Oh my goodness.
You're gonna get so many wheels.
You don't have my address. And then on track 3, I think the game of the weekend for the men's is going to be Portland's Bridgetown Menace versus the Seattle area Puget Sound Outcast. And longtime rivals, it's going to be a great game.
Right, as we were saying earlier, those guys are 5 and 6 in the rankings. They keep switching back and forth. There's a lot in it for both of these teams, so it's going to be the best game of the weekend for the men.
We have an update from Beach Brawl that is a fantastic 11 lead changes. Gold Coast versus Bear City from Berlin.
Nice.
Bear City wins by 6 points.
Wow.
It was 148 to 154.
Is that the third game of the weekend for Gold Coast that was a single
digits?
Yeah.
Yes. So amazing story out of Beach Brawl and amazing job by Bear City to win that game. Talking to Lex from DNN, he thinks that this may bump Bear City up into D2 for tournament contention.
Nice.
And so like that, to have London being able to come over for D1 and Berlin to be able to come over for D2 would be really, really
That would be
fantastic
amazing.
for what is going on in the WFTDA right now. So that's really awesome. Philly versus Ole coming up here on track 1. Arizona men's versus Deep Valley on track 2. Bridgetown versus Puget Sound on track 3. Lots of derby left. And then don't forget Team USA versus the Big O MVPs. That's going to be here on track 1 later this evening. For the derbydeeds.com.
Don't we have to talk about this?
No, this is internal.
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna mess with this piece of paper in just a second.
I thought we were sharing it with Viewerville.
Oh no.
Sorry, Viewerville.
Teeny giving out all our secrets.
I know, right? Next thing you're gonna be giving out my address.
I probably will. Facebook.
For the derbydeeds.com events desk here at the Big O, brought to you by Adam Wheels. Thank you very much. You guys have been instrumental in making sure that we get here. And another huge thank you to Blaze Streaming Media and everybody up there making sure that we look great. And a big thanks to the Emerald City Roller Girls for allowing us to do this. And thank you for watching. I'm Megatron.
I'd pitch it.
I'm Teeny.
And I'm Animatrix.
Thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you after the Philly versus Ole game.